Carriage first to bound out. Whim Wham is hard ridden, trying to retain the fence and pushes through to lead now. Barossa Broadway moving into third placing on the outside, and Valkyrian, a lot handier, is beautifully placed fourth on the rails. 2 lengths to Young Challenger, and they're being followed by Mantis well back with Clothilda, and going past 1,000 metres over on the inside, Champion of Danes. The leader is All Carriage out towards the railway side by a length and a half. Moving into second placing is Barossa Broadway, and Young Challenger's trapped out wide. In behind those horses, Whim Wham is fourth, and they're followed closely in fifth placing by Valkyrian. Not a lot of pace coming up the side. Mantis is pulled to the outside. Well back as Champion of Danes, and Clothilda brought up the rear. As they go by the 600, All Carriage about 3/4, Barossa Broadway and Young Challenger. Whim Wham fourth on the inside, and then came Valkyrian. Mantis being hard pressured next, and then over on the rails, Champion of Danes as they cornered with Clothilda, but only 5 lengths covered them. All Carriage and Barossa Broadway swing the corner. Now Valkyrian's eased over the heels with its run. Young Challenger's under the whip wider out. Whim Wham's coming with a run, one off the fence, and coming into it was Champion of Danes, but he got balked for a run. All Carriage in front. Whim Wham and Valkyrian are the dangers now with 100 metres to go. Valkyrian the widest runner after All Carriage. All Carriage is giving something on the inside. He's finding plenty, All Carriage, and he's won it. All Carriage a half head to Valkyrian. Third is Whim Wham. A break the Champion of Danes, who got stopped in his tracks when he was making his run, and then Clothilda. Barossa Broadway dropped out. So did Young Challenger, who raced wide, and the last to finish was Mantis. All Carriage went straight to the front and kept running. Damien Oliver and Lee Friedman, who've been having an extraordinary run at the moment. The judge has called for a photo between All Carriage and Valkyrian, but the number Semaphore now 2 gets it. All Carriage, Damien Oliver. What a book of rides he's got today. I'm sure we'll be seeing a lot of him in the winner's circle this afternoon. Second, Valkyrian, Brett Preble, and third, Whim Wham, Darren Gauci. 2:6.7 in the first on the card, and the time 1:23.24. 1:23.24. Winning getting there by about a half a head. He really lived up to his name. Straight to the front today. He set off the pace in the race that Barossa Broadway beat him home in last time out. Twice he's led when he was first up at Ballarat, and this run today. So that's obviously the way he likes to race, and he keeps giving when he's allowed to bowl along in front. Valkyrian certainly will be better for the run, and a third to Whim Wham, who had the cosy run right behind the leader. I guess a couple of hard luck stories, particularly I think Champion of Danes, whether he was going to, in time 1:23.24 on the first on the card, and totes are through now. All Carriage paid $5 the win and $1.70 the place. Valkyrian $1.50, Whim Wham $3.50. Quinella paid $9.10, Exacta $20.90, and the trifecta 2, 6 and 7 race 1 $238.70. Those two riders fought the race out, Damien Oliver and Brett Preble.
They look set. They look set for the Cup 2001. There's the light, and away they go now. Very good dispatch too. Probably one of the slowest out was Bro Rama Star. Full of Rhythm and Blue Tinsk have got early pace. They settle down in front of Kittlewek, and going up behind them is Dear to Quit and Philanthrop wider out. Then Tim Dean, Lord Baracus, Naucho, Bro Rama Star, St Andrews. Most of these are pulling back behind them. Heavy Weather pulling his head off with None Kerrikarika, and a length and a half away to Daylami, who's last. 2,200 to go in the Cup as they come down the straight the first time, and Kittlewek's worked his way to the lead by just over a length here to Blue Tinsk. Full of Rhythm is pulling and inclined to hang in there, running third and reefing for his head. A length further back is Philanthrop out there 3 deep. Tim Dean sticks up on the inside rail as they go past the judges' box. Between horses, Dear to Quit, 2 to Lord Baracus, 2.5 to Naucho, given plenty of time to settle down, as is St Andrews, who's in company with Bro Rama Star. Then None Kerrikarika, Heavy Weather, 4 lengths to Daylami last. They've passed the crossing at the 1600 and still it's Kittlewick carting them along by a length and a half here to Blue Tinsk, and Full of Rhythm is third. He won't settle though. On the fence fourth is Tim Dean a neck away, and 2.5 Philanthrop, who's around Dear to Quit. Another 2 to Lord Baracus, who's racing better now. On the outside of Naucho, 1.5 Nunkerry Karika. A length and a half then to St Andrews as they make the turn at the 1200. About 2.5 lengths to Bro Rama Star. Around Heavy Weather, and about 5 lengths away Daylami the last one. Along the back stretch they race, about 1,000 to travel now. Kittlewick, 3/4 of a length Blue Tinsk, Tim Dean third. Around him still is Full of Rhythm. They're followed after a length and a half then by Dear to Quit, who's tucked away on the paint. Around him is Philanthrop, and 1.5 to Lord Baracus. These back markers starting to pick up ground. Naucho is sticking to the inside from Nunkerry Karika. Here's St Andrews pulling to the outside as they start to bunch up. About 2 lengths to Bro Rama Star, who's trailing St Andrews. Heavy Weather's well out of it, and Nunkerry Karika's given it away. Full of Rhythm, the Melbourne visitor, hit the front at the 500. A length and a half Blue Tinsk gone, so's Kittlewick. Lord Baracus coming to the outside, and so is St Andrews now, and Bro Rama Star trails him up, but Full of Rhythm shot away in the straight. St Andrews coming down the outside of the 200, then Bro Rama Star and Naucho, but it's no race. Full of Rhythm is going to walk in, and down to the line it's Full of Rhythm by 4 lengths. St Andrews second, Naucho is third, then Lord Baracus and Bro Rama Star, who are still maidens at Mowbray. Tim Dean behind them, then Dear to Quit, followed by further back Blue Tinsk, then Kittlewick, Nunkerry Karika, Daylami, Philanthrop and Heavy Weather last one.
Well, he gave it a good chance, Brian Werner, and it certainly bolted in. Full of Rhythm in the Launceston Cup, a very easy win, 7.52.50 over 3 St Andrews and 6 Naucho, but the grey, too good, 4.36 after the running of this year's Launceston Cup. Now, Strathalbyn
and they're off. And the best one out was Hurlstonian. Saudi Warrior jumped away nicely. So did Asylum. Hawkeye not far away with Living End. And also Sherwood. So the field of 6 racing within 2 lengths of one another as they go past the post on the first occasion. And here, wide out Hurlstonian is racing Asylum and Living End between them for the lead. A length the Saudi Warrior, Sherwood close up, and about a half length the Hawkeye. Churning into this turf as they turn out of the straight and go up past the 1600, and Hurlstonian goes to a clear-cut lead now. About 2 lengths on Asylum. A length away third is Living End. The rider has a peek over the right shoulder and saw Sherwood on his inside. Saudi Warrior next to last. Now last as Hawkeye is second last and racing much closer to the lead this afternoon. They go along to the 1300 marker, and Living End given a bit more rain, raced up to take over narrowly from Hurlstonian. Asylum tracks them 2 lengths away next, followed by Sherwood, Saudi Warrior, and 3/4 of a length the Hawkeye to the far end of the Warwick Farm racecourse in the direction of the 1000 marker. And the Chicker Pearson trained Hurlstonian leads the way, 3/4 of a length on Living End. Over on the rails in the third position is Sherwood, a half length to Asylum, a length and a half to Hawkeye, and about a half hit on the outside Saudi Warrior. The 6 of them are in pairs working onto the side of the track. They have the 800 marker in their sights, and Hurlstonian in front, a length and a half on Living End, a length and 3/4 to Asylum. On the outside of Sherwood, 1.5 to Hawkeye and a half to Saudi Warrior. Still no change at the 650, and Hurlstonian's been in front from almost the start, and the break is only a half length on Living End. Asylum working up very quickly now, and Hawkeye is going to follow Asylum, and then Sherwood, and 2 lengths to Saudi Warrior coming to the corner. 420 left to run, and Asylum quickly swept to the lead. Hawkeye the outside, Living End the inside. Hurlstonian's dropped off from Sherwood and Saudi Warrior. Here's Hawkeye letting rip quickly, and as they straighten up, and Hawkeye and Asylum from Living End, and Sherwood on the outside looking a decided threat past the 200. Sherwood swept past Hawkeye, and Sherwood put paid to Hawkeye, Living End and the others, and it's all Sherwood, and Sherwood a comfortable winner from Hawkeye. Third Living End, fourth Asylum, fifth Hurlstonian, sixth and last was Saudi Warrior. Number 6, Sherwood, ridden by Len Beasley, wins the first of the day for Mr. and Mrs. John McNair. And on the tote in New South Wales, $6.80 and $2.30. Number 2, Hawkeye, second. That's 5 second placings and 2/3 from 13 starts. He's paid $1.30 And there'll be no third for number 1, Living End. Sharud by Nomrud from Miss Sharnaz, as I say, trained by Johnny McNair at Gosford for himself and his wife. Sharud, a bay mare, a 6-year-old, and was the only lady in the race. And Lenny Beasley aboard and has clocked 2:15.56. Now, the record, the class record for the 21:20 is 2:13.82 and 2:15.56 here, the sectionals to come. 6, 2 and 1. Now, the Quinella is $5.50, Exacta $16.90, and the trifecta $73.60. Fourth went to number 5. Well, Sharud simply too good there in the first of the day, and this track certainly slow, and no better than slow, that's for sure and certain, and still light rain falls here. Jolly bad luck for the Australian Jockey Club. Good program, and to have this dastardly weather around is certainly a dampener, pardon the pun. Well, you've heard the race. What more can I say about Hawkeye? He's ridden closer to the lead today, but he still couldn't win. Here are totes. 6, the winner, 6:80.230. Number 2, 1:30. No third for 1. 5:50 Quinella. 16.90 Exacta. 73.60 the trifecta. Now, the margins are coming up. 1 1/4 a neck. 1 1/4 a neck. 2:15.56 in the sectional times. First 9:20 and 1:03.91 of the last 600. 36.12. Thank you. Okay, that's it on the first of the day. More news shortly.
And moving up for the first of the Gold Coast with the favourite Snow Hawk at 3:41.50.
They're off and running. Dangerous, the favourite's gone away okay off the 2 gate, and first out Oamaru Force out very wide. Calming going fast. Dangerous starting to push forward. In the middle, Calming led Oamaru Force and Dangerous third. Fourth is Operettas from Marbaton. 2 or 3 further back, Galatea, followed by Spring Warrior and Bun Fight back on the fence. Coming to the 600-metre mark, Calming nearly a length, Oamaru Force, and on the fence, ahead away would have been the favourite Dangerous. 2 further back, Marbaton fourth on the outside of Operettas. A couple to Galatea, Spring Warrior, Bun Fight last of all. On the bend, Calming straightened up 3/4 in front of Oamaru Force. Dangerous is third, but under pressure at the moment from Marbaton, Operettas, and further back, Bun Fight. It's Calming in front down at the 250. Oamaru Force wants to climb all over the back of this leader at the moment, and it wouldn't go straight, and Calming got a length in front of Oamaru Force. They're well clear of Operettas. Calming in front, Oamaru Force having another dive. Calming just in front, Oamaru Force got it on the line. Right on the post, Oamaru Force ahead on the line to Calming. 2 away third is Operettas from Marbaton, Spring Warrior. Further back in the race than the middle, Galatea from Bun Fight, and Danger struggling before the turners back at the tail.
Number 6, Oamaru Force, Brett Preble, 4:60.160. 3, Calming, 1:70. 5, Operettas, 2:10.
Number 6, Oamaru Force, ridden by Brett Preble. There's Grab Calming right on the line. 6, 3, and the third number coming up now. Number 6, the winner, Oamaru Force. Looks as though it's going to throw the race away when it dived in right into the hindquarters of Calming and probably lost a good half length. A crucial point of the race, and Calming had then broken a length in front. She started to get the stitch near the line, though, and once he could straighten this horse up, Preble, he gave away a good half to 3/4 with that incident, but then the horse knuckled down. Calming was starting to get tired, and Oamaru Force really finished off hard and has got over the top of Calming to win, with Operettas in third placing, 6, 3 and 5. 6, 3, 5.
6 Oamaru Force, 4:61.63. Calming, 1:70. 5 Operettas, 2:10. Quinella, 17:70. Exacta, 26.50. And the 635 trifecta is 185.30.
Spinning hill after the first. Wingrove won the gallop. Racing this time, and the favourite Pirouette's jumped out nicely. The newcomer Palais actually first to leave. Miss Jackie O got into stride well this afternoon. And Rumble's going up on the inside. Pink Opal the outside. Pirouette's nice and handy, followed by Top Impreza. And then comes Puzzle Book, and not far away as they settle fully into stride, then Gypsy Gina. Now getting back a little, Hatley, as Rumble's going up looking for the lead, and last of all is Yorkshire Lass. They go down to the 700. Miss Jackie O just in front from Palais, wider out. The inside is Rumble, and Pirouette's a handy fourth. Then Puzzle Book, Top Impreza, followed by Pink Opal, Gypsy Gina, hard ridden. Hatley second last, and Absolute is Yorkshire Lass. 500 left to go, and Rumble on the inside is just the leader here from Miss Jackie O. Pirouette's getting between them. Palais out off the track as these jockeys are scouting wide. Top Impreza closer to the rails, and then Puzzle Book and Gypsy Gina from Yorkshire Lass into the straight, and again Palais. Palais draws to the lead and kicks away from Top Impreza. Pirouette's is struggling, and so too is Rumble, and then comes Puzzle Book, but halfway down the straight it's all the Palace music, filly Palais. The further they go, the further she races, right away from Puzzle Book, and then comes Yorkshire Lass, but Palais, revelling in the ground, wins easily. Palais beat Puzzle Book and Yorkshire Lass, followed by Pirouettes, and then came Top Impreza. A gap into Rumble, and then Gypsy Gina, Miss Jackie O, followed by Hatley and Absolute Pink Opal. They came in at long intervals. Number 9, the winner, Palais. She's paid $7.20 and $2.10. Number 5, Puzzle Book, has returned $2.20. And number 3, Yorkshire Lass, will pay $1.60. Some of those fillies had no idea on the ground over the concluding stages. They were just looking for somewhere to lie down. But she handled it magnificently, as do a lot of the Palace musics.
Off and running. She bounced a length and a half in front, Typhoon Billy. She came out as though shanghaied, and she landed in front from Dazzling Bell, going up second from Lady Marion. Piavonic is up handy on the outside. A length and a half for the back, Fashion Flame, Cryptavia. 2 lengths for the back, Mouthwash from Market Price. Aberdeen Rose, Visual Displays last of all. Typhoon Billy is expected over at the 1,000-metre mark. Led on her own about 2.5, Dazzling Bell. A length and a half for the back, Lady Marion. 3/4 Piavonic, 2 to Cryptavia, 3/4 Fashion Flame. Then Mouthwash, followed on the inside by Market Price. A couple of lengths, Aberdeen Rose and Visual Displays last of all. They've gone to the 800-metre mark. Typhoon Billy, a length and a half, Dazzling Bell. 2 to Lady Marion, 3rd the outside, 4th the outside, Piavonic. 2 for the back, Cryptavia, Fashion Flame. A couple to Market Price from Mouthwash, and that Aberdeen Rose, and last of all is Visual Displays. Before the turn, Typhoon Billy under a fair hold from Preble, 3/4 Dazzling Bell. Piavonic comes to the outside, then Lady Marion under the whip. They turn into the straight now, and the leader is Typhoon Billy down on the inside, sitting cold on it at the moment, Preble. Now he lets her down. She's a length and a half. Piavonic out in the middle. Then Fashion Flame from Market Price. Typhoon Billy kicks in down on the inside. She draws a length and a half in front and opens up from Piavonic, Fashion Flame. Too good, Typhoon Billy, all the way for the grey mare. And Typhoon Billy, a length and a quarter on the line, Piavonic. Ahead, 3rd, Fashion Flame, then Market Price. A gap, Dazzling Bell, Cryptavia, Visual Displays, Lady Marion, further back, Aberdeen Rose and Mouthwash.
Number 7, Typhoon Billy, Brett Preble, a double, 170, 104. Number 4, Piavonic, to pay $2.20, and 8, Fashion Flame at $2.40.
Too good again. Typhoon Billy, home in race number 3, the Mannerism, dictated out in front and skipped away, and she's been too good. 7, 4 and 8. 7, 4 and 8. Typhoon Billy, ridden by Brett Preble. Don't think I've seen one come out of the starting gates as quick as that for a while. She, you'd swear blind she was catapulted out for the gate from gate number 1. She landed a good length to a length and a half in front. Left alone. She's run 1:21.31. Gee, that's a terrific gallop. That's a fantastic gallop. Now, that's pretty close to the record here. 1:21.31, a length and a quarter by a neck. Yes, she's broken the track record here. She's broken the track record, 1:21.31, the record held by Desert Sky, who set it up recently in the Orr Stakes of 1:21.64. So Typhoon Billy has run a track record here today.
And 7, Typhoon Billy, 170 for the win, 104 for the place, 4 Piavonic, 220, 8 Passion Flame, 240, Quinella 650, Exacta, $8.90, and the 748 trifecta is $52.10.
And the margins 1 1/4 by a neck, 1:21.31. Raise 4. 1 Sir Boom at 35 and 6. Number 2.
And they're off in the third of the day here at Warwick Farm, and Hayden amongst the best to begin. Bushra Gem jumped out nicely this afternoon. Not far back as I realise. Surf likewise, and going through is back in Dubai with the cash. And then Vendetta's $1 Million Mickey, followed by Spend and Coochie Coo in a compact field. As they race down past the 1100 marker, and Bushra Gem, little or no speed on, is the leader, about 3/4 to a length, and I realise. Hayden is in third position. The cash is going around the outside quickly and back in Dubai over on the rails. Length and a half further off comes Coochie Coo, going up on the inside of Vendetta's $1 Million Mickey. Second last is Surf, and last of all is Spend. They run down past the 700 marker here, and Bushra Gem from Cash and I realise third, and back in Dubai, nice and handy nearer to the inside. One off same. Going up on the favourites inside is Coochie Coo, and then comes Hayden, followed by Surf wide out, Vendetta's $1 Million Mickey, and 2 lengths to Spend. Travelling to the corner. Again, most of the jockeys are scouting wide. Bushra Gem from the stablemate, I realise. Wider out is Cash, and then back in Dubai, passed by Coochie Coo, and 2 lengths to Vendetta's, but Cash hits the front. And down to the 200, Cash a length on, I realise, and they've dropped Bushra Gem back in Dubai. Can't win it from Vendetta's, but it's Cash. Cash for Darren Beatman, and absolutely no danger. I realise second, then a good go. $1 Million Mickey will grab third, but Cash beat, I realise, $1 Million Mickey, and then a clump including back in Dubai, Vendetta's and Bushra Gem from Hayden, and then came Surf, Spend, and Coochie Coo was last. Number 4 wins the third race of the day, and that's Cash, ridden by Darren Beatman. Cash is paid $9.50 and $2.40, beating number 2, I realise, $1.70, and $7 Million Mickey will pay $2.40. Cash by Dane Hill from Canny Lass, beautifully bred. Canny Lass of Bletchingley mare, trained by Bart Cummings for M.A. Kotzmanek, Mrs. F. Tan, R. and Mrs. M. Prokop, S. and Mrs. T. Savidis, Mrs. Irosh, and M. and Mrs. S. Chester. Cash having start 18 for win 3. Numbers are up, 4-2-7. Number 2, I realise, El Cassidy second. I realise a gelding by Nadeem, trained by John Size. And number 7, $1 Million Mickey, a gelding by Chrysler, trained by Neville McBurney. Corey Brown on the saddle, third, waiting on the 4th. Yeah, well, some of the
racing came out in a pretty good line. Jivers jumped away with them. Slipstream, Rancho Spark away quickly with Old Sir Boom showing some toe. Out from the outside from Roxar, settling down. Roxar, Rancho Spark come through to lead from Slipstream and Sir Boom. A length and a half further back, Jiver, followed by Blue Pharaoh, the inside out Travelling Man, and 2 lengths to Vetiver, who's back on the inside, is super impressive at the 800-metre mark, and Roxar got up on the inside to lead 3/4 to Rancho Spark. Ahead the outside, Slipstream and Sir Boom 4 deep. Further back in the race in the centre is Jiver on the inside out Travelling Man, followed by Blue Pharaoh. 2 to Super Impressive and Vetiver. Roxar at the 500, 3/4 in front. From on the outside would have been Rancho Spark, followed by Slipstream. Back behind them, Blue Pharaoh, then Jiver starting to work into it when they turn. Into the straight, though, Roxar, 3/4 Slipstream, Rancho Spark, and down the centre, Jiver, followed by Super Impressive. It's running home well, but ducking in. Slipstream at the front at the 200-metre mark from Jiver and Super Impressive. But Slipstream got clear. Super Impressive won't go straight. Now it does. Coming after Slipstream and Super Impressive. Exactly that on the line. Laid in badly, but won by a head. 2 Slipstream and Jiver, who was tight and late in the race, followed by Vetiver further back, and then Roxar, Rancho Spark, Blue Pharaoh. Further back out, Travelling Man and Sir Boom to the tail.
Number 10, Super Impressive, 1870 and 580. From number 8, Slipstream at 140 and 7, Jiver, 150.
Number 10, Super Impressive, coming down the centre of the track to win here. Wanted to lay in, but he's got to Slipstream in the dying stages. He wanted to get in on top of Jiver. Then he wanted to brush and get over the top. He pushed Jiver off course, and then coming in on top of Slipstream late. A big horse. He was a handful for Spiteri. It was a late catch ride for him. Couldn't get a crack at him. He came across Jiver and pushed him off course. And then after Slipstream, he may have just come out of touch, but he was brushing Slipstream as they went over the line. I don't think it's made any difference to the result in terms of Slipstream, but he certainly did carry and give Jiver. It appeared to be a bit of a tap, and then Jiver had to switch course. But that's a big performance, 10, 8 and 7. 10, 8 and 7, super impressive. In 18.57, another quick run here, 1857. Trained by Lee Friedman. written by Aaron Spiteri. And up gets Super Impressive to score on the line about a neck over Slipstream, about a length and a half away. Third is the favourite Jiver. Okay, Lee Freedman prepares the winner. That's a big win, that, Mark.
And the totes, 10 Super Impressive, 18.75.80, 8 Slipstream, 147 Jiver, $1.50, Quinella $41, Exacta $131, 10.87 Trifecta, $349.
Race 5, one hit the roof.
Roll or Boston.
Spotswood on its outer, 1.5 Cronus on the bit from then on the outside of it Nio, a length back behind these two, then Figurehead just ahead of them, Hello Dolly, and last is Showella, and they're not going to take the leader on. 900 out and it's Hero bowling along, 2.5 Tall Poppies on the bit, 2.5 back behind them, Lord Presto, nobody wants to move. On the inside, Bluebird the Word, then followed around Spotswood, 2 back then to Hello Dolly. On the inside, Cronus, Nio is next, Showella starts to move, the first to go, and starts to sprint from the rear, and Figurehead is back last and about 10 to 12 off the leaders. Around the turn they come. Hero still in front now. Tall Poppy angles out to go after him, working up Showella very quickly, and Lord Presto on the inside as they sprint for home, and Nio coming after these. Down the straight, Tall Poppy loomed up the Hero, and these two led by a couple of lengths. Showella closing steadily, and Nio the danger down the outside, and Spotswood late on the scene. Tall Poppy hit the lead 100 metres out. Showella's flat to get it now, kicking back on the inside. Hero and Bluebird the Word late, but Tall Poppy's in front. She's going to win it. Tall Poppy won the line. Second at the line was Showella. Photos all over the place there. There was Cronus, there was Nio, there was on the inside of these Bluebird the Word. Not sure of third at all. Then followed by next was Figurehead, then followed Hello Dolly, and back also towards the rear was Spotswood as they went across, but no doubt the winner, and has won it very, very nicely. Tall Poppy, David Walsh, timed a beautiful run and has fought them all off.
Good call, Keith Hobb, and the winner, Tall Poppy, a bonny 6-year-old mare trained by Noel Eels, and that's her second Group 1 from her last 3 starts. She won the Thorndon Mile at Trentham at the end of January, then finished midfield in the Group 1 Wakanui Stakes at Tarapa, and has now won the Lion Red. 2 groups
set to go. Speciality bobbing the head, and she's missed at Speciality, so too Foey Spirit. Hot Riff near the inside with the baldy face away fast. Pixel Descendant wide out going forward. Bondbird, Our Lady Margaret, and Tanzada not too far away. Settling down, Hot Riff will burrow up on the inside and lead with Pixel Descendant third. Foey Spirit on the fence, the grey. Pratt Smith's fifth, 3/4 Tanzara, 1 length Our Lady Margaret. Bondbird very wide. They were followed by Disney Lane, then in the blue colour Speciality, and back on the inside Quest-O-Matic. Hot Riff drove up on the fence and on the course proper, linking up to the 850 leg clearly. Pixel second, on the fence Foey Spirit, Descendant going around Pratt's Miss. Tanzara was behind those. One away is Our Lady Margaret on the improved, deep out from Quest-O-Matic, Disney Lane Speciality. Bondbird's back last and 6 lengths away from Hot Riff, who's steering a course, the rider Rod Quinn well away from the rail, leading from Pixel. Foey Spirit on the fence. Pratt's Miss moving up to be fourth, wide out Descendant. Tanzara inside of it, 2 lengths away Quest-O-Matic, then Speciality under the bat. Our Lady Margaret can't go in the going at the moment, neither can Bondbird. Homeward bound. Hot Riff, one from the fence in front, coming at it quickly. Pratt's Miss, and she's loomed up. Then Foey Spirit, the grey, and they're well clear from Quest-O-Matic and Tanzara from Pixel. Hot Riff in front, and she's going beautifully at the 150 in full flight. Hot Riff burst clear now from Pratt's Miss and Foey Spirit, and the favourite is roaring right away, and she's going to kill them. Down to the post, Hot Riff won 5 lengths to Pratt's Miss and Foey Spirit, then Quest-O-Matic. Bondbird didn't handle the track. In fact, there's quite a few in the race that didn't. Pixel, Tanzara, Speciality couldn't get going. Well back Descendant. Our Lady Margaret was hopeless in it, and Disney Lane last in. Just get up on top of the speed. If you're back in the field, you're virtually no hope. That's how it's panned out today. And Hot Riff, another Palace Music, loving the sting out of the ground. She's out of a Zephyr Bay mare, and she has done it oh so easily. Pricks the ears at the post, and at 2:30 and 1:40, never in doubt. Pratt's Miss loomed up just fleetingly, dangerously at the top of the straight. Darryl McClellan for Roy Lloyd, and third prize going to Foey Spirit, running a big race, the Ballina